file of them. How about checking?
We double check.
We're double checking.
Can we check with Cold Hills?
Well, no, John's just gonna go look at them right now. He's
Yeah,
got them in a
that-
file. We have to keep a copy of it, because we're the municipality.
I think Cold Hills is class 1A. I think they pay 1,100.
Well, I don't,
I know that our classification was what the state told us to do. That's what we have been the past few years. We have restrictions, things we can't do because we're that. But for what we do, that is the classification.
hotel only that do not serve 3 meals a day, that would,
Doesn't seem correct.
Yeah.
that seems like
For them.
maybe. Yeah, that's what they are. They're a hotel that does not serve 3 meals a day.
I'm just, I'm not saying anything against anybody, I'm just saying the state needs to get their ducks in a row or whoever, and, because it's not fair to have one pay 1,100
Yes,
and
What
one
I'm trying
agree
to
with
say
you.
is, the Water Street Tavern and Cove Hills, that's all paying 1,100 being class 1A. And, right?
Or vice versa. Whichever we got.
Or whoever,
Or actually,
comes out
or
right.
Victor to pay 1,100 and Jim to pay 495, whoever, I'm thinking if they're all the same
What about
venue,
class
then they all
1?
should pay the
Class
same.
1's 900, and
Now,
that's hotels.
Water Street Tavern should be able to pay the same as us, provided they don't have dancing, one thing that we can't do. But he's
Entertainment,
we're probably allowed a little music, but we just aren't allowed to have dancing.
Is that the difference between club? Does that make it a club?
If it was a bar like Annabelle,
Yes.
it wouldn't
It's a
apply.
lounge.
But ours is like a bed and breakfast with a restaurant, and
And without catering?
I can't cater now.
Yeah. Okay, so I got it now.
So there are
But isn't that, what would be the difference between you and Cove Hills?
Code Hills ought to be able to do it the same way.
Yeah,
yeah, that's what I'm saying, I think
I
all
agree
three
with
of
you.
them
They need to all be,
They should all
495.
be the same.
yeah.
Well,
Whatever they are, they should all be.
I don't know what the rest of them are doing, but I know when the inspector was at our place when we first opened, that's the classification he
Yes.
told me that we.
I think one of them pays more than 1,100, I'm pretty sure.
And Cove Hills will have music in there periodically, as does Water Street.
Well, I
But you
think
don't.
after last year, because of the restrictions on the union music,
Oh,
Rights.
ASCAP.
What's a class A restaurant?
which is another friggin' nightmare, I think they've all stopped doing it.
I paid that when I had it. I paid the.
Unless they want us to
ASCAP
sing
fee,
there, we'd be
whatever it was.
free.
Annabelle pays it.
And I think we have to be under 50 seats for that classification. Over 50 seats, you'd have to have the regular license.
Okay.
Okay.
It's something to explore. I mean, we can let it go tonight, but we should explore it.
John's checking the rest of it.
Yeah.
Seeing what everybody else checked. So I didn't, is there 50 seats? What is your capacity?
We're about 47 seats.
Here comes John.
Here comes John. Is this his original that you have? Because I didn't have.
Give me your pen back.
Okay. So that's his picture. Which one?
900.
900, that's what I think
As a
it is.
hotel.
Okay, and what about the other one?
I looked at Victor's last year. No.
It's the first one. The hotel,
Yes,
that's.
class one.
You have Jim?
Okay.
Victor didn't circle his last year.
Yeah, that's
So we-
Yeah.
I didn't use that one.
That's the insurance, gonna get that one reviewed.
This one here is I've got Cove Hills, because Kim didn't circle his either. Cove Hills circled hers. I didn't do it in 15, but they circled it in 14.
Okay. Well, I think the boundary category.
I mean, Cove Hills, I think, would go with it. And I think Victor said the state told him to go,
Well, they can't do bed and breakfast now because they don't serve breakfast anymore.
right, at bed and breakfast.
Do you serve breakfast?
Yes, yes,
So, I know very good breakfast things.
that's right.
I have had the French toast.
But catering would mean that you would take it to their rooms, is that correct?
No, catering would be if I was to cater a party out to the Coast Guard station.
Okay.
What did Jim think, you know?
He didn't have his circle.
You didn't have
So I think we need to make sure everybody has their circle in the first.
But on the front page, did he have it checked on the front?
Today.
On the front page.
This one.
Oh, what's you got?
It should have been on here.
On
Yes,
the front.
Yeah.
club,
It's
What-
club
on
That's
that
five.
What's the first
Five.
page? But that one is not checked out. Who's that?
Now, this one here is Victor's.
Yeah.
He did a club last year,
The front page is not.
and this is Coe Hill.
I think we
All-
have
no,
to do
just
this,
check
get this done
restaurant.
for expediency's sake. But I think we need to do some research as to make sure that everybody is on the same page. I
Now-
would hate to think that,
Yeah, Crow Hills and Jim was in, put themselves in a different classification, that shouldn't affect what I'm supposed to do.
no,
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 I think
no,
you're
no,
good,
no.
I think you're good,
No,
But I
no,
wanna
we're
get
not
this
saying
done.
that. We're just
You
saying
know.
that everybody should be on the same,
yeah.
I think the state is the recommendation of the municipality.
but it might mean
about
you
all
might
they
have to
look
go up
at.
to 900. Or they might have to go down to 495.
Well, the
It's one or
state,
the other.
state recommended that classification.
Well, then the state needs to recommend that for Coe Hills and Jim's.
Yes,
too. I
yes.
don't see any difference between all three of you.
No, so it's pretty much the same. It's like seasonal
I agree.
rooms with a
Well, I
restaurant.
mean, I don't see why one should pay 900.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, they all
And
check
they're all doing the
restaurant.
same thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
All right,
I
good.
mean, I could
Let's
see if
carry
they
on.
had, you know, dancers in the back or something like
There's,
that.
No, we have to go out. First, we haven't even done public comment yet. We can- Oh, yeah, well, we haven't opened up the selection.
What was Jim's, what was Jim's?
Same thing.
495?
Restaurant, 90, 900.
900, Jim's was 900.
Public
Well, you might
comment?
have to go up to 900, Victor.
Oh,
Pardon me?
You might have to go up to 900 to meet up with the other two.
Why would that be now?
Or they go down to 495, either one.
Well, if the state says we're at 495, then they should come
And
down
the
to
state should have all
495.
three all the same.
That wouldn't affect our restaurant.
Well,
No, because you serve breakfast, they don't, right?
Well, I'm not sure of their
that's true.
classification,
Why should tavern
but I do know what
do
the
not
state
serve
has told us
breakfast?
our
That-
classification is.
Yes.
That
and
means
we've
they
been that
make the
since
difference.
2011.
They don't serve breakfast anymore, neither one
I
of
see
them.
no problem. I think we should okay it, but I think we have to do some research
yeah,
about this.
I'm fine with that.
I think this is fine.
I think we
I'm
leave
fine
it the
with
way
that.
it is
Maybe
since
they're
it's been
supposed
going
to go
through.
down.
Well, that's what I
maybe
mean,
it's not,
either
don't
one or
know.
the other, either one or the other.
Yeah.
Public comment? Any objections?
Children would like us to
A
move on.
suggestion,
Yeah.
you're, you're holding in your hands a state permit, it describes what the operation is, and if you fit that, that's what you pay, you don't have to figure nothing
Well,
out.
That was not the
Problem-
situation
the
here.
problem we're
There's a
having, Mike,
discrepancy between several.
there's no
Shocking
description,
news.
there's no
Relatively
description for
vague.
class 5 except club, which is like, but all of the ones above it all include bed and breakfast, so I can see why that might be, why they said that. So, if there are no further public comment, we will close the public hearing and we will open the select board meeting. It is 6:07. Now we, first thing on the agenda is to vote for Victor, oh, pledge of allegiance, excuse me. Excellent.
I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Without further ado, we'll go to the first item on the agenda, and that would be voting on a liquor license renewal.
I make a motion we vote on, yes, we pass Victor's license.
Second?
All in favor? There you go. This is the original here.
And of course, you can stay if you want the rest of the festivity.
Since it's so much fun already.
There used to be a time, John, if you could look that up, figure out why they're all not the same.
Thank you for bringing that up, Joanne, that's a good point.
Well, we had actually talked about that last year, when a lot of them
Yeah,
came due. And where I am probably departing, I'm gonna clean up all my wants and issues.
no, you're not.
Count that out, he's departing.
Right.
The new dues just got her all.
That's right. She's on to greener
So
pastures.
we can pick that up tomorrow, correct? We need it. We can't get it.
Pardon me?
You have to come up tomorrow in the town office, because we have to
Okay.
make copies of it.
What's the hours for the town office tomorrow?
8 to 4.
8 to 4.
All right then,
We're good.
I need a motion to sign the warrants.
Motion to sign the warrants.
All in favor?
How many do we have tonight?
Okay, so I'm writing it over here. Next on the agenda is to approve the minutes of the select board meeting from April 20th as written. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second? Sorry, Tony. All in favor?
All in favor?
We have... award for special town meeting. I need a motion to approve the minutes of the April 26th public hearing. Which one was
Make that
that?
motion.
Oh, there were two copies in there. So moved, yeah.
All in favor?
What do we have for a second?
You can get it back.
Minutes of special town meeting. Then we need an approval for the minutes of special town meeting, April 28th, which we approved of the harbor board ordinance changes.
Make that a motion.
Second.
Get Tony in there, he's always
All,
so busy.
all in favor? All right. Harbor ordinance update.
We had a special town meeting April 28th, and they passed the recommended changes, and we're gonna have this added to the website. One of the conditions of the moratorium was to give us time to update the harbor ordinance. So the harbor committee worked hard, the harbor master put a lot of time in, and we were able to put together an ordinance that the town was able to pass.
So if you'd like to see a copy of it, it's gonna be on the website, or you can pick up a hard copy at the town office. Brownfield Grant, doing well, I think.
Yeah, I had a conversation with Todd Coffin, he's an engineer from AMEC Foster Wheeler on the project. He gave me a calendar of events. May 4th, advertised construction going out to bid is be in the Machias Valley News Observer and the Dodge Report. Advertised to bid in the Bangor Daily News on May 6th. They're going to be doing a site walk May 12th. May 13th, questions are due at the close of business from any of the contractors to Foster Wheeler. Response to the questions are due back to the contractors by May 16th. May 25th, the bids are due. The 25th and 26th, we'll have a chance to review the bids. Todd Coffin has indicated he'd like to sit down with the selectmen on the 27th to see if they could review the bids and perhaps select a contractor.
Is that a selectman meeting day?
No, it's a Friday. That'll be a special meeting.
Okay.
And then to have the paperwork completed from May 30th to June 10th, and mobilization and site work to begin the week of June 13th.
Did you have a time for that May 27th? That's the Friday of Memorial Day weekend, so all of us will be very busy.
That's open, it depends on who's available and what time. project's definitely moving forward.
That's excellent, he's doing a great job. So, here we, some good news on micro enterprise grant.
The town of Lubec was successful in getting the micro enterprise grant, on behalf of 4 small businesses. Lubec Growing Company, Go Point Farms, Old Crow Farms, and Love at First Light. We're gonna be looking at a public hearing at the next selectmen's meeting as part of the Phase 2 paperwork, and we'll have to have an article at a special town meeting to accept the fund. Yeah, that'll be the next one.
Or
We'll
a
have it.
public hearing,
Yeah,
right?
we'll have it as part of the meeting.
And then we're gonna actually vote on that, to accept the funds May 26th.
May
at 6?
26th.
We're also gonna do the garage one then. Mike,
Question from the public, were they the only 3 people who applied for micro enterprise grants?
We had additional people apply,
There's
other than
four.
those 4, but they, 2 of them dropped out.
The other 2 didn't get accepted?
No, during the paperwork phase,
Oh, okay,
they,
all right,
they decided not to go forward.
thank you.
Public Works garage
Public Works
update?
Garage, we had a public hearing, to discuss a couple of options. We are looking at having a special town meeting for the Public Works Garage on May 26th at 6 p.m. up here at the Lubec Town Office.
When are we opening the bids for the contractors?
For the municipal bids,
No, for the brownfield grant.
for Brownfield, the bids are due, we're gonna get a chance to open and review them the 25th and 26th. And Todd is hoping that the select board will be able
Yeah,
to,
I don't know. I'm wondering if we have a town meeting on the 26th, maybe earlier than the 27th. How far away is it? Down in
Chief,
Portland,
is
isn't
that
he?
a Portland?
So it's, okay. All right. New business. Bobby Hood wants to discuss loaning the canoe and horse trough to the Lubec
Cannon.
Historic. What did I say? Canoe, cannon. Is that how you spell cannon? Sorry, canoe. Oh, well, at least it wasn't a, what was the other discipline?
One's
we
a
had?
camera, one's a piece of artillery.
Sorry. Cannon. I still think there's 2 N's, maybe I'm wrong. Bobby, I'm pretty sure you were supposed to come up here so that Bunky can get you on
Okay,
camera.
I think most of you guys
Show your best
are
side.
aware or at least have knowledge of the cannon that's in the museum right now. Okay? I believe, talking to Bunky and stuff, and when we were discussing it, it was refurbished and everything by Ray Marges, and we believe it was restored in the late 80s. And we did take it down and it was fired. So there's only 2 left in the state of Maine. And I believe this is the only one that we know of right now that actually still fires. And we're looking for the town to give approval to talk to the Historic Society so that we can loan, the town will loan the cannon to the Historic Society to be put on display. We will work some terms and agreements so that we make sure that the cannon is covered. Right. But it's a shame that we got this and nobody gets to see it. I think it would possibly be quite a drawing crowd, something to draw everybody there for them.
You know, there used to be several down at the monument lot, several balls.
Mm-hmm.
Are they there anymore? I don't believe it. I think there might be 2 left.
What's that, the cannons?
The balls
No,
themselves.
there's no balls.
No,
There's
I
no
think
balls
they
left.
all took them.
Okay,
No.
people have taken them.
Yeah, they haven't been there, I haven't,
Okay,
yeah, there's 2 more cannons down there,
2 more cannons, but no balls.
no balls.
And we're looking for the selectmen to give us a go-ahead.
Yeah.
Now on, another issue is the hospital. Okay, we're kind of going back and forth between Historic Society and then I heard tonight we've been talking back and forth, Flat Iron Corner Historic Society. So it's gonna have to be something that's gonna be worked out. The horse trough belongs to the association. And I don't the Lubec Fire
Oh,
Association. And after discussion with Bunky, I don't see anything, the firemen would not have any reason to say, no, we're not gonna do it, you know.
Yeah.
It-
Just as a play of history, Bobby, if I could interrupt, well, not so many years ago, when the Historical Society was run by Ron Pasha, the selectmen at that time had asked us in the Historical Society what to do with the horse trucks, because that was just after Eddie had donated it to the fishermen's, and so they wanted to know what to do with it. To a person at that time, we said it should be at the Flatiron Corner and be a focal point for people coming into town. And at the time, we were saying we should construct some kind of bubbler or, you know, whatever the fountain, you know, the electricity, the motor to run a bubbler and have it work that way. It never happened. At the time, I thought it was Bunky. I thought he was being very possessive, but he seems to be okay now. So, I mean, that, just for information, that was a done deal, you know.
Yeah, yeah. So the question is, we're gonna go ahead here.
Well, we should discuss it,
Is it, if we have it out in the air,
yes.
is it gonna deteriorate
No.
all the more quicker?
No.
No, it won't?
No.
Yes, it will.
Yes, it will. No, it
Well,
won't.
there is a water trough similar to this in Eastport, and I discussed it with Hugh French over there in front of the United Institute. I said, do you have problems, do you have deterioration? He says, no, he says, we have nothing, no problems at all. He said, in the winter, we drain the water,
It's iron, right?
yeah, and it's painted, it's, there's some coating on it. And they shrink wrap it, they wrap it with cellophane, drain the water out, and then they open it up in the spring and it starts again. And it's been there for years with
Is
no
it the same
problems.
size? The same kind of thing?
Actually, ours is better looking.
Oh, it's
I wanted to first thank the fire department for approaching the Historical Society. And the Historical Society as a group is extremely excited over possibly having these two items moved there. The watering trough is made of cast iron, and cast iron will rust. Bobby also told us that the centerpiece to that is missing, so it is not on a sturdy base. So the more you move it, the more you have the chance of having it not functioning and standing up straight. If it were moved to the Historical Society, and we have talked about this in our plans when we moved the building of having another pad put in and enclosing that, those two items would be put there and not moved again. So Flatiron Corner also doesn't belong to the town. Flatiron Corner belongs to the Irving Company. And when they renew their license, if in 2 or 3 years or whatever, they want to turn around and say they want it back, you've got to move it again.
5 years.
The older
We have
things
5
are that you move, the more likelihood. Also, in the wintertime, we do decorate Flatiron Corner with Christmas tree lights. And sometimes the lights are missing. Things happen mysteriously over there. I don't want to see it destroyed. That's why I'm here tonight on behalf to ask the selectmen, put it where people can see it. It's wonderful to say it's there. It doesn't belong, that property doesn't belong to us. And I'm not an expert, but I consider Cecil to be because he's a welder. Cast iron does rot. So they have had it how many years in this section here and have preserved it. Salt water, and we have it all around us. We'll get to it. I don't care what you do to it. So I'm
Before it
asking
went
you to
there-
seriously consider having it enclosed again in a proper place for people who visit to come. We have a web page and we can put these things on there. And the other thing that Bobby had talked about, and we would like to work out, if granted to have both items, is that if for some reason the Historical Society ceased to exist, I mean, we have fire departments that close up. If it ceases to exist, it can never be sold. It must be returned to the town of Lubec. And it'd be at that time that they have to decide where they want to store it. But from a historical standpoint for both of those, I think they do belong in the Historical Society, and I thank you for letting me share my opinion.
Before it went to the museum here, the firehouse, Barney Breyer had hauled it out of the town dump because the town saw fit to get rid of it. He was the one who kind of fixed it up and cleaned it up. And it was after he died that Eddie donated it to the firemen. I will repeat, in conversations with Eastport, they have a coat of paint on it, they have preserved it, they have had absolutely no problem. As far as the Flatiron Corner goes, how long have we had that on loan from Irving?
Well, the first lease was 19 years, the next one is going to be 5.
Okay.
They're shrinking it.
So it's.
They're doing
you
that
know,
for all of the
yeah.
company.
Irving historically never gives back anything, but they also don't interfere. They just continue to loan it out and lease it out, and they just don't want to give it up.
They
So,
said they had no desire to do anything with
yeah, yeah. So I think we're fairly secure in keeping it.
I am still concerned, and again, I have not inspected it. I take that gentleman's word, he has. The centerpiece is missing. If children or someone push on it or what have you, that piece is going to topple, could potentially get damaged.
Well, I
That's not
agree,
good.
it should be secured and stabilized. That's the
And I don't think it should be out in the
Well,
elements.
why don't we go forward by taking one article at a time? Let's talk about the cannon first.
Well, I
Do you have any other
definitely
questions for the cannon going to the Historic Society?
One last thing I should mention. Okay, I spoke to Randy Campbell.
Mhm.
He thought maybe there might be an issue. But, the cannon is insured under the fire department's antique equipment policy. It doesn't matter where it's stored, the insurance, town insurance will still cover. Okay. So like I said, once you go ahead with it, then we'll sit down and draw up the paperwork for the loan agreement.
But, and Barbara, is it going to be completely enclosed so that no one can jump on there?
Absolutely.
Because it is one that, I guess, the only one that fires.
Just so you're aware, Carol, when people come into the Historical Society, a member greets them, and we walk them through the entire thing and talk about specific pieces. We don't have people
So it's
touching
going
our...
to be inside, it's not going to be outside
No,
where you can see
it's
it?
going to be inside.
Okay. Thoughts?
I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
He's good with it.
Good with it? What about you?
I said I was good with it first.
Oh, sorry. Dan, comments? I haven't heard a thing.
I'm good with both of them. I think they both
Obviously,
should
it's
be
going to be on the
enclosed.
first floor.
I like the idea of being down to the corner, but you can't trust anybody nowadays, whether they're young, old, or in between. And I really think that to preserve it, we need to put it in the historic.
I agree with,
And
So you're negating a vote that was already had and passed at the Historical Society.
I
We're
do
just
not
talking
know that,
about the
Rachel,
cannon
and I
right
will
now.
look back at minutes, I'm sorry to say
Yeah,
that.
it definitely
I
was.
will go tomorrow and pull all the minutes from the Historical Society. Unfortunately, Ron covered a 10-year period, but I've read them once, and the only thing I remember reading is that the cannon did not belong to the Historical Society. But I will look for further minutes and supply them to the board to make
now,
that clear.
how will any of the public know that there's this wonderful cannon in there? How will they know that? Will it be in a glass picture window that you
Yeah.
can see it so that when they go by? Because I was under the impression that we were going to put something in the turnaround. We talked about like the whale bones. We talked about different
We have-
things to inspire tourists to get out and explore what we have here. So how would they know?
In the new pad, in the new display area, there's a pad that's being added, which will be, what's the word I want? A slab,
Oh,
not the
okay.
basement underneath it. And that's where we envision these two things to go to. Bobby, I asked him, is he in a rush? And he said, no, because we need time to finish this project, then to get a vision or what have you for windows to be installed and so on and so forth. Or certainly, we can put it in the, like I said, we have a web page, and people that go on the web page can see that it's there, people in the town. We have a Facebook page for the Historical Society that everybody reads. We can put it on that. I don't mean to be rude, but I think what Bobby's saying, or someone said before, who sees it now?
Yeah, I know.
Nobody.
Nobody saw it for the first time today.
We have
Very
almost
nice.
700 people. It doesn't sound like a lot, but 3 days a week with 700 people, maybe more history buffs would come in if they knew the cannon was there.
Well, I
And it
said,
is part of Lubec's history.
I think I went to the meeting and we more or less, we kind of threw it up there at them. And I'm sure they will work on, once we get the paperwork drawn up,
We'll
there's
get-
certain terms and conditions which.
So we could review as
Yes,
well.
we
Do
can
we have the
talk to
right,
them.
withhold the right to review the agreement?
Yes, you next sign it.
Okay, do we have a motion to go, for them to go forward with, I would suggest that we vote one item at a time, the cannon.
I'll make that motion.
Second, all in favor? Now, as far as the horse trough, do we have an agreement to
I-
send?
Make a motion that we do the same thing. I'd love to see it at the corner, but I really don't, I don't wanna see it be destroyed, and I really, you can't trust it to be out there in the element, you can't. I hate to say that, but
It's true.
I would encourage you to go to Eastport and check theirs out.
Eastport has 24/7 police coverage.
That's true, we do have their own police force. A very good point.
Well, I'm with them, I can see it from my house.
Are you volunteering
stand
to
there and
patrol
yell
out
at
there
it?
from 12
keep an eye
to
on it.
7?
I'll keep an eye on it.
Okay, so we have a motion on the table to allow the Historic Society to get the horse trough as well. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Those opposed?
I kind of lost something here.
Oh, Tony voted twice. He didn't
Public
realize it.
comment?
He didn't realize it.
So I
What
guess I'm
happened?
questioning, is it passed or is it not?
We voted for it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
3-2.
I appreciate that, and I invite you all, once it's set up, to come down and see it.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Bobby.
I'm talking about it.
Bob, only alone.
I think it would've
Well,
been
we're gonna
nice.
review the agreement.
Yeah.
How about people who are in the audience?
I think it's bad.
I could see that. I really could see that. No, I could see the people jumping in and hoping.
I think we were having public comment. Are we not? You don't do public comment on, before we vote.
I asked a question.
Okay. Not a good one.
At least people are gonna see it. Okay, well, we've all been waiting for municipal bids. These are other, all different things we're doing. Roadside